The reason why I felt like that is because at the time my hair was long as shit, and I never forget. I don't know who had told me this, but somebody had said something like, "Man, you wear a hat every day, man. You need to let your hair breathe, or you gonna go bald." And so I don't know what that kind of like stuck with me. I'm like, damn, hey, anybody ever? I'm always wearing a hat, but like he said that. I think I was at the barber shop or something, so it was somebody I value. Like, I don't want to go bald. And but he said that. I'm like, man, I gotta switch it up, and that's what inspired me to make the go bend. But at the time when I went, I'm like, damn, like I seen my options and I seen the landscape. I'm like, damn, it's really just bandanas. And I didn't really want to wear a bandana because I felt like that ain't, that was just too cliche. You feel me? So I'm like, nah, I gotta switch this shit up. And I knew I had fabrics at the house, but I just folded it and I just put it on. I'm like, this cool. Like I knew it was cool, but I knew it didn't have like no uniqueness about it. It was just me basically cutting it up and then putting it to my face. And I knew that was kind of like, I don't know. I just felt like it needed to be like put together. You feel me? And that's when we like basically got in the lab. You know what I'm saying? We first put the watch band on there. That was an option because I was just trying to make it unique. I just didn't want it like where you could just go buy a fabric and cut it, and then like I wanted to have some type of uniqueness. And eventually we came up with the fold and just making it where like when you wore it, you felt the quality, but at the same time it was durable. So if you went to Coachella or somewhere and you sweat, I was just trying to, just basically quality control, man. Make sure this motherfucker was different. If you was gonna try to knock him off, you was gonna have to spend some money, and it was gonna take you some time to figure out the fold. And that shit kind of like, but rewind back. Big shout out to Diana when it came to like knocking this shit out. It was like Jordan and Pippen, man. Like because when the Go Bands hit, I never forget. So this nigga Jay was like, all right, bet. He like, nigga, you struck gold with the hats, man. I gotta give you a chance with the bands. And so I'm like, bet. So I leave him. He was like, man, just bring him to the store tomorrow and leave me as many as you got made. And we're gonna see how it go. And I never forget, I dropped him off. And within like, I want to say like 2 or 3 hours, he called me. He like, man, guess what? I'm like, what? He like, man, Sway Lee just came in and bought 6 of them. And he said, whoever's making these, let him know he ahead of the wave. Like, Jay on it. He like, yeah, man, Sway Lee said you on to something. So I'm like, I told you, bruh. And then from there, that bitch just took off. But that's one of many examples of stories I wanted to share with y'all that, man, I always this. Once I see shit, man, I always tell niggas, man, once I can hear it or once I can see it, it's like gold to me. And I just knew, like, I just felt the same way I felt when I first started making hats, man. It was just a feeling, man. And like, once you start to, like, you just know. You start to just know, like, you know what I'm saying? And I felt it. I'm like, nah, Jay, this is it. I say all that to say, man, like, and this shit that, these journeys that, that we embark on, whether it's myself or you through this camera, man, you gotta believe in this shit, man, wholeheartedly. Like, and what's gonna create your belief is like doing your homework, so your belief has some type of foundation on it. Like, you can always think back, like, wow, I knew this shit was gonna work because I thought back, like, my era came. It was Joel Santana wearing a band, like a headband. He used to wear bandanas, but his shit was never formulated. It was just like, grab a tee, cut it up, woo woo. And all I did was kind of like engineer the shit. Like, I basically said, I know that's gonna work because niggas used to wear that. But like, let's engineer it where it could be like unique, you feel me? And I love hip hop, so it's like, even if you go further back from Joel Santana, you got like the Jimi Hendrix like whole like, you know what I'm saying, rock star vibe, you feel me? Black hippie. So it's like, I knew that it had been done, but not in a way where it was engineered. Everybody just was like, It was like on some like, you know what I'm saying, cut up, throw something on the head and go, but nobody kind of never like packaged it and like put it together, like stitched it. Like, nah, this is really a go band. Like, this is not just some cut up shit that you threw on your head, which was dope. But I feel like that's why that saying is there's nothing new under the sun. That's what people mean by that, is just things have just evolved. And so I just basically evolved those two things that I saw. I saw Jimi Hendrix, I saw Joel Santana in the early 2000s. And shit, when it was my time, I said, man, when I'm going to put my twist on this shit, I'm going to tweak it. And we're going to add them little details, which created a go band. And, you know, it's crazy, like, it just be those little details, man, when you're on your journey that you look back and you just be like, all a nigga did was feel it and just ran with what a nigga felt. You feel me? And then I had a great, it's still to this day, man, whenever I go out, you know what I'm saying, niggas be kind of fascinated on the fabrics and how it's formulated. And it always starts with just an idea, you feel me? But you gotta, like, formulate that idea into something where it can have a foundation. Like, whatever you about to do, you can stand on why it's gonna work. And I always do that, man. Like, and I just, hopefully somebody on here, man, you know, I can inspire, you know, somebody to use that blueprint, because it works. You know what I'm saying?
And out here on a Pokemon shit.
You too hard, you ain't cool.
I'm so scared.
Are you
Wait,
going?
I go first?
Are you going? Alright, you can take your blindfold off. Is it in the box?
Yes, in the box.
Okay, cool.
So wait, so the what? So I go first?
Yeah, you're putting your hand in there first.